Well, here we are for our final chapter for Driver's Ed, Chapter 18. It's titled Planning Your Travel. This is an even number, but we'll still do this one open book for you. Okay, Lesson 18.1 is Environmental Concerns, page 366. Again, just some basic stuff about cars and emissions. So CFCs, this stands for chlorofluorocarbons. And something about the refrigerant that's used in cars, I don't know that you need to really worry too much about that. The cars have onboard diagnostic systems or computers to help with emissions and different things. Drivers can help by driving 55 miles per hour instead of 65. It improves gas mileage by about 15%, so that's pretty significant. A change of 10 miles can change it by 15%. Inflate tires properly to improve gas mileage. Receive maintenance checks. Engine tune-ups regularly like spark plugs. Repair all vehicle leaks immediately or promptly. Fill the gas tank during cooler evening hours to minimize evaporation. And avoid spilling gas and do not top off the tank. Always be sure to replace the cap tightly. Okay, number 2 is local travel. So some things to consider before you drive. You know, do I need to make this trip? Do I have enough time? If I allow enough time to get there in my schedule from the time I've left. The planning process, you know, you can do a routine check, look at a map. I found one of the easiest things when you're making a trip, especially to an area that maybe you don't know as well, is to get on Google Maps and actually follow the route and find the address of where you're going. So some of you may not know I have a bus driver license, and I guess it's been a couple of years now, but I took the baseball team up to their state tournament, and Mr. Teeples had rented a house up in the the foothills, I guess you call it, of Sandy area. Anyway, we drove up around, and well, first I looked at where we were going, and I could see that there was a turnoff to go up to the house, but I thought, well, that will put me on the wrong side of the street. So there was another route, and as we went by, one of the coaches said, hey, you missed the road, and I said, well, there's another way. So we came up around, and then I was able to park on the right-hand side of the road closest to the house. So anyway, always good idea to look ahead and see where you're headed so that you don't have to waste time in looking for your destination. Okay, number 3, long distance travel. So GPS is a good idea to help you minimize wrong roads and things like that. The internet can give you a lot of information. Like right now, I can look on my phone and find the Maverick app, and with this COVID-19 situation going on, the only positive thing, although it's not really positive because it's hurt our economy, but for most of us that drive, the gas prices have come down. And anyway, I could look right now on the Maverick app and look and see what prices are around the state. If you need to print something out, you can do that to help you in your travels. On page 371, this is an older map, and most of you probably will never even use one, but the way they worked is you would look at the legend, not the legend, the index, and find the city, and then it gives you first a letter, then a number. And so you go down the left side, find the letter, then you go across the top, find the number, and then you just bring those two together. So anyway, it's really pretty easy, but again, I don't know that most of you would ever even use one. You can also calculate distances. If you do it on this map, you add up the numbers that are between each city or each road change. So vehicle preparation for long distance travel. You should do a thorough vehicle check. Have some emergency equipment with you, extra oil, antifreeze, windshield washer fluid, A fire extinguisher possibly, first aid kit, flares, reflectors, flashlights, jumper cables, battery chargers, spare fuses, a pair of mechanics gloves, basic tools such as adjustable wrench, screwdriver, pliers, some winter driving equipment, blankets, sleeping bags, additional warm clothing, coats if it's cold. In case you became stranded, you'd have something to keep you warm. Tire chains or all-weather tires, plenty of water and non-perishable, non-preparation food, such as energy bars, granola nuts, dried fruit. Again, same thing, if you become stranded, you'll have something to eat. A window ice scraper and a small shovel, tow line, sandbags for extra traction. So, weight check. So if you are loading people and luggage and things into the car, make sure you know what the capacity is for that car. Tire pressure, it says to use the highest recommended tire pressure listed, but don't overinflate. Load heavy items in the trunk toward the front. Avoid loading and securing luggage on the roof. Again, this creates a drag, so it reduces your fuel mileage, and it increases the center of gravity, which might make it easier for you to tip over. And then you have some personal preparation. Don't drive when you're tired. You'll be less prepared to handle emergency situations. When possible, drive during the day. Night driving is more dangerous. Take regular breaks every 2 hours. Get out of the vehicle, stretch, rotate drivers if you can. Keep fresh air circulating. Eat light frequently. Large meals consisting of heavy fatty foods can cause drowsiness. And maintain your focus on driving. If you need to consult a map or make a call, pull over at a rest area or gas station. And there's another little map for you to look at. Okay, number 4, this is our final one. Special vehicles and trailers. So recreational vehicles, RVs as they're commonly called. Okay, limited vision. Again, with looking out the back or even to the sides, there's limitations there. Backing up is more difficult because they're so big. Maneuvering, if you're backing up with a trailer, that might be difficult as well. Most new RVs have cameras in the back that will help. Crosswinds could affect those types of vehicles because they're so tall and flat and big that the air can push on them. Again, remember your size. If your height is an issue, you should know how tall you are. So when you go under bridges, you can see the height of the bridge and know that you're okay. Following distance, you should probably follow a little farther back because they are so big to help you see around them, give you plenty of reaction time. Fatigue, it says, for the first time, it can be quite tiresome to drive an RV. They're big and bulky, and it takes some extra effort. Trailers, I kind of mentioned something already with that. So you got the trailer hitch, you have a power to hook up the brakes and signal lights, safety chains, pre-departure equipment check. Look at the load. If you need to strap something down, make sure to do that. I always overdo, but I've never lost anything yet. Okay, so, and then towing techniques. There's a list for you to read through. Let me just look real quick. Following distance, at or below posted speed. Wide, slow turns, curves, corners. Again, these big vehicles could be unstable or become unstable if you go faster and hit bumps. Slow down when approaching turns. If your trailer sways or fishtails, slow down. They have special equipment that's supposed to keep them from doing that. Twice normal stopping distance, low gear going down hills. Be ready to slow or adjust steering for crosswinds. Never allow passengers to ride in or on the trailer while you're towing it. Backing up, again, you kind of have to go in the opposite direction of what you think you need to do. So if you see the picture, okay, so if you want the trailer to go left, you're going to turn the wheel to the right. No. Oh, see, sorry, it's confusing. So they've got the wheels turned to the right, but that's going to make the trailer, back end of the trailer, go left more. So if you wanted it to go back to the right-hand side, you would need to turn to the left, yeah. Anyway, it does take a bit of practice. I was up to our old trash pile, dumping off some stuff, and a lady had pulled in a Tahoe or something. She had a little small trailer, and it was loaded with rocks. She was gonna dump those out. I don't know how many times, 8 or 10 times she backed up. I think she even went too far, and it poked a hole in the side of the, or at least dented it. But anyway, she did finally get it. I was about ready to go over and ask her if she needed some help. But anyway, so that's everything. Just check the announcement. Well, I guess you've checked the announcement already, but I'll talk about the assignment. Real quick for extra credit, maybe I'll announce that here. So you could send me one page, typed. Please don't copy and paste. Type it yourself. Use your own words. I can tell if it's you talking. Anyway, something relating to driving, texting, speeding, drinking, drowsy driving, any topic related to driving. You could also go out and find pictures of 3 accidents and summarize what happened in that accident, why they crashed, why the person died, they were ejected, you know, they weren't wearing a seatbelt. Give details of the accident. So 1 page or 3 pictures with a description of each picture as to what it's about. So those are some extra credit options you could do. And anyway, that's it. Have questions, let me know, and thank you.